Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Shawn and Sav. Moo is right there behind the camera. We're going to be using him as a cameo real quick. Today we're talking about why you are still over the top. The top 5 reasons why you are over the top. They're very, very pertinent reasons. So stick with us. This is going to be a really good one. Sav, before we start, what's going on?
Make sure you give us a subscribe, a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and turn on your notification bell.
That was really well said.
Thank you.
I love this girl. See you in a bit. Now, alignment, wow, that is a big one. Now,
Huge.
For about 25 years, I've been teaching for 35 years. For 25 of those years, I remember waking up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat after teaching 14 lessons that day, and I'm going, why is it that I had to teach everyone how to line up all over again? Why is it that people constantly lose their bearings when it comes to alignment? So that forced me into learning how the human machine actually sees things. And luckily for me, because of my anatomical background, I have many doctors who are my students. 2 of them are ophthalmologists. One of them is in Dallas, and he is an absolute gem. And we talked about how human beings have binocular vision. So if I'm walking down the street and Sav, you're on a terrace somewhere and you call my name, I'm going to turn like this to you.
Yeah.
I'm doing an about face because my vision and yours is binocular. So I wouldn't turn this way towards you, right?
No.
You'd say, Dad, what you been smoking?
Why are you okay?
Why are you doing that? That's not normal. So our side vision is very much completely distorted. And we cannot trust it for beans, okay? So it's really important that you understand, first and foremost, how to choose your intermediate point and then how to use the intermediate point. So you see right here, we have a hole that, by the way, we're going to be talking about offensive versus defensive play on the premium channel, and we're doing this video at the same time. So you'll see that this particular hole here to carry the water is 162. To the right bunker is 220. So Sav and I both, and we're a little bit into the wind, we both have our 200-yard club. Yours 215?
Yeah.
Mine's my 215. So about 200 yards into the wind. That's what we're looking for. And we're going to make the perfect layup on this 360-yard par 4. And then we're going to show you a drive. The bunkers down the right-hand side, the trees right behind the bunkers, which are deadly. You've been there before in one of the tournaments.
You don't want to be there.
Don't want to be there. Those are 250. Now you carry the ball 250.
Yeah.
We're a little into the wind, but you'll be able to get it past those trees, same as me.
Yeah.
So if we can get past the trees, it opens wide open. So there are 2 strategies on this hole. Then you come in with a nice wedge.
Yeah.
So we pick an intermediate point in front of the ball. So because you're on a tee box, we use tees here to show you just how close the intermediate point needs to be. It needs to be in your immediate peripheral vision. So from back here, you're going to choose the intermediate point. And basically, when we hit the driver, we use like a divot.
Yeah, I always put my ball behind a divot.
Always put your ball behind a divot. No more than a foot.
Yeah.
So that you say, okay, ball, divot, now I can use that divot to create my shot.
Yeah.
So you get beside the ball here. Go ahead and you do it on your side, Sav. So we're hitting draw, right?
Yep.
So we're going to line up square to that. I'm playing the ball here back of center.
Yep.
And now we want to release to the right edge of that.
Yeah.
So you're releasing to the left edge of that. So notice while we're doing that, you can see our shoulders and our hips and our knees are lined up to go in that direction.
Yeah.
Okay. So now all we have to do is follow that. Now here's the real important part. And this we haven't spoken of on YouTube before, and you'll see how valuable this information is. We've been talking about it on the premium channel for a bit now. the golf swing forms an arc. So Sav, if you swing back and through above your ball, please. I want you guys to observe the blur of the club as she's swinging back and forth. So you'll notice that we want the blur to move over the ball and to the left edge of this intermediate point. Mm-hmm. So when that occurs, go ahead. Good, because we're hitting a draw. If I was kicking a soccer ball, well, you're way better than that than me. If you were kicking the soccer ball with your left foot and you wanted to make it curve to the right, how would you do it? Everybody see that? So notice the momentum of the kick is moving out to the left. Yeah. But she's using the inside of her left foot, and that's going to create a nice clockwise spin for her. Mm-hmm. Okay? For me, it's a counterclockwise spin. So you're setting yourself up. Go ahead, Sav. You're lining up here. And you're playing the ball just a hair back of where you'd normally put it. With the hybrid, it's still a little forward of center. Yeah. So now, because her center is positioned very strategically, now the club can come naturally from the inside and deliver it to the left of that intermediate point. Mm-hmm. All you have to do now is stay with it. Yeah. For many of you, when you get set up this way, go ahead, Sav. When she stays to the left of that intermediate point, if you take your head and turn it in that direction, in that way, doesn't that feel like you're going over that birch tree right there? Yeah. That white birch? Mm-hmm. So for many of you, this is going to be crazy. You're going, I don't want to go there. Mm-hmm. But that's because you're coming from the inside, and then it continues around the arc, and that arc is going to wrap itself around that tee and come back down the middle. Yeah. So it's important that you stay with that, because if you think you're going too far left, what do you think is going to happen? Show me.
Over the top.
Over the top. OTT.
Yeah.
So go ahead and set up. Right? Now, because of your binocular vision, mm-hmm. if you were going to swing towards me, come and face me with your face as you swing. That's it. So if you're facing me, where's your chest facing? Facing me. Yeah. Notice your swing is now going dead right. So if you want to, come over the top, real simple. Try to go to your target without this intermediate point. Yeah. Your brain is trying to see it this way. Mm-hmm. If I'm facing you and I make a golf swing, Sav, mm-hmm. my swing is going 90 degrees left of you. Mm-hmm. So when I'm setting up over here, and I'm trying to go to my target, I'm trying to face the target, I'm going to pull it dead left into those trees. Yep. So it's important that I stay with the blur of my club in the direction I want that ball to go. Mm-hmm. Want to go first?
Sure. Okay,
so do a couple of practice swings. Your routine now is you want to match your blur parallel to what you see. There you go. Feels good? Yeah. And now we're just going to stay left edge of that intermediate point with that arc. All right. So short of the bunker down the left-hand side. Yep. And you've got 150 yards into the green. So let me do mine. Got my intermediate point. I'm going to do mine above the ball. So I'm going to swing back and through. You see my blur as it's staying over the ball and to the right edge of that intermediate point. Now I just lower the club. I am seeing that blur already going in that direction. And now all I'm doing is I'm throwing my swing through that arc in that direction. Nice. And that is spot on, dead center of the fairway. Yeah. All right. So, accomplished mission number one. Mm-hmm. Let's grab the driver.
This is my club of choice.
Yes. You love this hole, don't you?
Yeah.
Sav smokes it on this hole. Dad, don't make me lay up on this hole.
I know, I was like, too hybrid.
Okay. Boring. So you've got your intermediate point. Mm-hmm. So where are you starting it and where are you ending it? That's our flight plan, right?
That little
Pardon me.
cart marker
Yes?
in the middle of the fairway
Yeah?
to that bushy little tree on the right.
Okay. So you're starting at a little left edge of that and drawing it back?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna take a nice draw into the green from there.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Good strategy. Boom! Smoked!
Yeah.
Holy smokes. You carried it well past those trees.
Yeah.
So you're past those trees down the right-hand side. That was, man, you nutted that.
That was first drive too.
That was awesome. So I'm going to try the same. So my flight plan on this one is I'm actually aiming for the flagstick, which is left of this tee,
Okay.
and I'm releasing my arc over the tee toward the cart sign and drawing it back to the flag.
Okay.
And it opens up down the left-hand side there in case I overdraw it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, your shadow.
Whoopsies.
See, etiquette. So, got that. I see the blur, and I'm feeling that nice release through the blur. Now I just got to stay in that direction. There it is.
Very nice.
Left center of the fairway, right a little left of that flagstick. So I stayed with my arc, and Moo, that's one thing that we talked about before with you, is that when you deliver, you do that little perpetual motion, you're allowing the weight of the club to release you through the arc, right? And that's something when I do my warm-up, I'm wondering where that release is going to be, right? Mm-hmm. And the first couple of drives are going to be a little erratic until you start feeling where that release is, and then everything falls into place. The key is to stay with that arc in the direction that you want it to start on. Mm-hmm. So we're going to show you this awesome view with the GoPro, and that's what we're doing that on our premium channel, of course. So if you want to see what's going on with that, and you want to see the second angle, Sav from behind and me from the front on this particular hole, you'll want to go there too. So we're now starting to do 3 different camera angles on our views for that on the premium channel. And you'll notice also we talked about how we wanted to do assertive or offensive versus defensive. Mm-hmm. And we're starting a cool series right now on our premium channel. You know, Sav, when you played your first 3-day provincial amateur event, mm-hmm. and the first day you really struggled, yeah. And you're swinging really well these days. Yeah. We played yesterday. I played 9 holes with Moo and Sav yesterday, and that's the best I've ever seen you swing the club. Yeah. And we realized in our debriefing afterwards, because you weren't allowed to caddy. That's really tough. And I couldn't talk to you, while I was out there. Yeah. I had my, instructor badge, mm-hmm. but I couldn't talk to you, which was absolutely useless. But I made some observations out there, and we saw through our an example of the debriefing is great. You have your direction where you want to go, mm-hmm. and then you set up to the ball, and then you go, okay, don't go left.
You gotta score well. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Exactly. And for you guys, it's like, don't top it in the water. I'm sure many of you right now are looking at this thinking, oh gosh, that's a lot of water in front of you there, right? Mm. And you're thinking, don't top it in the water. Don't block it out into the bunker. Don't snap hook it into the trees. And you never get to telling yourself what you want. So notice the first thing we did is we created a flight plan. Mm-hmm. We said, well, we want to start it there, we want to end it there. And then you got to stick to that plan using the tools that you have in front of you. Using your peripheral vision after you've picked your intermediate point with binocular vision. You see in your peripheral vision where that club is supposed to go, and then you have to stay with that.
Yeah.
So then instead of fearing going where you don't want to go, you're actually focused on how you're going to stay with your shot, the feel and the look. So now when everything's out here in front of you, it's so easy to stay with, but then you're saying, okay, I'm going to the target. I'm going to the target, and then you're being careful, and now your side vision starts to influence that. That's why a lot of you come over the top, because you're trying to see the target, you're trying to stay with the target. Your ball position ends up going too far forward, your shoulders are open, you stay on your back foot. Those are all things that happen when you're allowing that side vision to influence you. And we're going to get a lot more into detail on that. And so hope you enjoyed that, and we hope to see you in our premium channel to see the rest of this. All the best.